This is amazing. I just have to stand here a minute and take it all in. And yes, I have performed hundreds of wedding ceremonies, but I could not be more nervous at this moment. Okay. I am Limira Martin, Life Cycle Celebrant. I specialize in ceremonies for couples, weddings, vow renewals, and commitment ceremonies. At the beginning of any ceremony, sacred space is created for our clients, for everyone attending, and for us. This creation can be as simple as lighting a candle, or very elaborate. One example in a more contemporary Jewish tradition is for the bride to circle her groom 3 times, then he circles her 3 times, thus creating their sacred space. I changed my order of things. A lovely example of creating sacred space happened at the beginning of a vow renewal that I created for some good friends. Those of you in weddings studied this vow renewal ceremony of Kirsten and Bob. They are actors, and we held their ceremony in a black box theater after they had been in a play together where they actually, their characters spoke to each other. And this was the first time that that had ever happened for them. They had been in plays together, but their characters hadn't actually spoken to each other. So it was also their 10th wedding anniversary, and so they wanted a vow renewal ceremony, and I was thrilled. So to begin the ceremony, I came out, again, extremely nervous, because I was standing in front of the entire theater community of St. Louis. These people know how to act, and I don't. Okay. So they wanted to include as many people as possible. So 10 people, they chose, family and friends, had a sprig of ivy and a flower. And as I'm going to read to you what I said in the ceremony, and picture them walking in one at a time and laying the flowers and the ivy around in a circle. A very good evening and welcome to the 10-year wedding vow renewal ceremony for Kirsten Wilder and Robert Mitchell, most appropriately taking place in this theater. So consider their love story as a play. This is the prelude. I invite friends and family to come forward and lay a flower and a sprig of ivy in a circle, thus creating sacred space for Bob and Kiki to affirm their love for each other, as well as their commitment to each other. So they came in, put their all around, and then I went on to explain the significance of ivy, and it was pretty funny, so I'll read it. Ivy represents fidelity, wedded love, and friendship. Ivy is an evergreen, symbolizing eternity and life, dependence and attachment, which can be seen in the way it climbs trees and buildings to get to sunlight. It gets even better. The ivy leaf is also phallic, depicting the male trinity. But it can also be a female symbol denoting a force in need of protection. As we all know, Kiki is a force, she certainly is, and Bob a super protector. So they put their flowers and ivy down, and then Bob and Kiki came in, and he picked up the flowers and handed and put them in a bouquet. I tied a ribbon around it, and then she used that as her bouquet during the ceremony. So that was really sweet. And before we create our sacred space, which is why you all were asked to have a card, does everybody have a card with your name on it? Okay. So as you're trying to get that together, does anyone here of our seasoned celebrants faculty want to share an experience of creating ceremony space? Is there anybody that would like to do that? Jessie does. Jessie? Thanks. Yeah. Just.
Well, I've done a few ceremonies where we do something very
Thank you, Jessie. I also have a few slides that I actually just got from Google Images, which, are they going to come up there? That's not, no, that's not it. Simple candle. You can't get the next one? You just go down to that. Just go down to number 2. Yeah. No, to number 2. There you go. And that's yours, Jessie, isn't it?
No, but I used to.
Okay. And that's actually a circle of sacred space created by people. I think that was a pagan ceremony of some kind, and 2 people creating sacred space for each other. And stones, and Stonehenge. That's it. Okay. Now, I would like to invite everyone in this room, you don't have to be a celebrant, everyone in this room, to get up, and I want you to make a huge circle around the edge of the room. Take your papers. So we want it to be so that we're actually holding hands or touching in some way. Yeah, so, yeah, come on.
Leanne.
Start here.
Leanne's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, morning, how are you, Sarah?
This is so great.
Little down,
Okay,
yeah.
do you need the mic?
Yeah, if you need the mic.
You're bunched up over there. Move out.
Here, move forward because you're
Okay.
Okay.
Move this direction, please. Everybody move that way. Move that way, please. Okay. All right. Now I want you to hold your name card above your head and shout as loud as you can, "Celebrate, celebrants!"
Celebrate, celebrants!
One more time. Celebrate, celebrants. Woo! Now, one more thing. I'm going to count to 5, and I want you to pass your piece of paper to your left. And I'll start here. Just pass your name to your left. Keep passing, keep passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Okay. Now. Okay, so hang on to your piece of paper, and when we have a break, I want you to find the person on your piece of paper. Extras go down. Okay, so when we have a break, find the person whose name is on your piece of paper, introduce yourself, and give them a great big celebrant hug. Thank you for creating a safe, warm, loving space to continue our Wisdom Conference.